You're listening to a TGM production.
Hello and welcome to the very first live ChatterBox. ChatterBox Series 2, Episode 2, live on Twitch and pre-recorded for YouTube. Well, here's how it's going to work. Before we start to promote, that's why we've got our trusty old device, because we need to promote today's live edition of ChatterBox. Here's how it will work. First of all, we'll do it live. We'll do it for however long I want to go live for and do it live. Then there'll be a pre-recorded only, audio-only segment where I talk about the issues with live recording. I talk about why I do live recordings in more detail than I will talk about here, and just the odd topics that I never covered. If you hear it, I do apologise. There's no way of fixing that. Just let me just demonstrate, because there's visuals and not always visuals. There's lots of wires attached right at the bottom. Now, we look behind me, right? If I just circle behind me, you'll see a mic stand. That's because at some point I'll stand up and talk over there, but I thought I would start by sitting here. So let's go to here. So our current message we're sending is telling people that we are doing a live edition of ChatterBox. But to make the live ChatterBox work, we need a link to the live broadcast. Now, I don't know how to do that without it making it look like I'm watching my own things. Let me mute it because I don't want to hit myself. Because obviously I'm talking right now and God ears. So let's go for no. Let's go for where is our share button? I don't know where the share button is on here. Let's make it big screen because we don't want to see the chat. Oh, no. Where is my share button? See, this is why I don't do this that often. Because I'll explain in a minute. I found it now. Found it. Right. I'll explain it in a minute. But what I normally do, I normally don't share it because I'm preoccupied at that moment in time doing the actual thing. But I'll get on the side in a minute. Right. Now we've got our message. Let's pop it on. Oh, deleted the message. Let me oh, can I? Yeah. Right. Let's paste the message on the interwebs so that people know we are live. Let's go to our trusty sausage, because I sort of think that it's important to share these things now. This one in particular, because it's an experiment. I'm experimenting with talking about we're doing live podcasts, but I'll explain a bit further. So we've shared it on one place. Let's share it on another place, shall we? That's place number 1 shared. Let's share it in place number 2. Yeah, because you've got to share it in 3 places, in my opinion. 3, because it's always fun. Oh, so I'm not going to talk about rumors much, but I went on to the second place to share, but apparently, according to a rumor, this is according to a rumor on the TV Zone website, says the Sun are reporting that the Doctor Who Christmas special might be scrapped or pushed back to Easter 2027. TV Zone has approached the BBC. Of course, they're not going to comment. I do think the BBC are very good at not commenting, not because they're hiding something, just you don't really want to help spread rumours, do you? You could obviously probably make a ban to sort of ban trying to ban people from sort of speculating and rumouring. Right, now we've put it in our second place. Now what we're going to do is we're going to open the link myself, keep it in the web browser, and we're going to find out how we look at our chatty, because obviously it's a podcast rather than my usual stuff. So we sort of want to now I can't seem. I don't know if it's because I'm a little bit of a numpty, but I can't seem to find where the chat is here on Twitch. See, I don't really use Twitch at all. Ah, here we go. We've now got the chat. Thank you very much. Right. So now that we've shared it in our two places, now that we've got our chat open, so that if any chattings happen, let me put the iPad back in its case because I take it out of the case and I think a lot more clever doing that, right? But obviously, I'm bound to drop it. So let's put it in there. Let's clear some space. Move you over there, Mr. Recording Device. We're just moving the recording device out of the way. You can see me face. Now there is a famous comedian, Limmy, currently live streaming right now, and I was tempted to look on his corner and go, right, let's interact. I mean, right. So, welcome to ChatterBox. This is my first ever live Twitch edition. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking at my iPad to make sure everything's running smooth and it's still playing. I don't want to watch me in real time. I've got it on that screen, which is the what are we calling it? What are we calling it? Dashboard. I'm gonna call it a dashboard. So if you see me looking that side, we're looking at a dashboard to see if I'm still. It says unstable. But what does that mean? I don't know. So, ChatterBox, for anyone that doesn't know, is a podcast I created because I just want to sort of just talk a lot, right? I want to just have a podcast where I don't need to worry about particular sort of format. I don't know, worry about anything to do with podcasting that I don't entirely either agree with or entirely understand. So I tend to just sort of leave it in a sense of, right, this makes sort of sense, but not enough sense to want to sort of interact. Now, I just wanted to point out, because I'm sat here right now, I can now see the chat twice. I've just found how you do that. Anyway, we are going to move back there shortly. So, you get this sort of feeling that, alright, it's another podcast. But this is just me talking, and I don't care if no one listens. I don't care about these things, because I just want to talk and talk and talk. That's why this was audio only. But I was sat, I don't know what I was doing. I was sorting out some stuff yesterday, and I thought to myself, would it be fun to do a live record? Because, and I can get this up on my iPad, this is why I've got it beside me. Because years ago, right, 9 years ago to be exact, I started doing live streams over my YouTube channel, Tom Mason. And on that channel, I talked about anything. So here are the list. This is the only topic I've actually planned out. But here are the list of names of the live streams I used to do. I've deleted one of them because I did it, and then when I watched it back, it no longer aligned with my views on family friendly, if you will, because I was just reading a comment, and at that point, it was well, I thought it was really funny. It was a funny comment, but really, when you read the words, it wasn't. It was quite slightly inappropriate. Now thinking about it, right? But I was quite young, and I wasn't too busy thinking. I realised after. Anyway, so here are the list of names. I'm going to read them all because there is a lot, but we've got time. So let's go with. There must have been one before, but I used to use something called Google Hangouts to sort of do these streams. So let's have a look. So it goes. How I lost 100 subs. Now I would use the word subscribers because I use proper words now. How do I do this? Big news. Last one of 2016. Unboxing part 2, open bracket, live, close brackets. Friend. Let's talk. Gaming live stream next week. World Book Day. Doctor Who. Comment reading / Doctor Who. Red Nose Day. Question mark. I'm back. I am back. No, I'm back, which is now my preferred term of use. But I am back. fidget spinner tips and tricks. OMG, my life so far. Random 2. Special, hey, Lego summer. Cool, quick, random and quick. Cool, last summer stream. Hello, random. Doctor Who iPad game. How many live streams have I done today? It's about today with the space. Why I did no live stream on Friday? Quick, late. Update/unboxing. That's one. Children Need 2017. Advent Calendar 2017 Day 1. Advent Calendar 2017 Day 8. Advent Calendar 2017 Day 15. Advent Calendar 2017 Day 22. Drawing stream. Huge unboxing. Story/animation stream. Even more Doctor Who unboxing. Cool Snow Day 2. Warbook Day 2018. Chat. Trying the new Doctor Who mod update. Minecraft. Last live stream for a while. Doctor Who Series 11 Episode 2 The Ghost Monument Review live. Children Need 2018. Welcome back stream. Red Nose Day 2019. Very late Woolbook Days 2019 stream. Behind the scenes and drawing. Doctor Who Bonanza. General chat. Doctor Who magazine. Issue 540. Review live. The beginning of the UK summertime. Children Need 2019, Woolbook Day 2020, and Woolbook Day 2020. Now, in a very quick manner, because we've done that quite a while now, we've been going for 12 minutes here on Twitch. The reason why I say Twitch more times than ever, because when people listen to this back on YouTube, yes, I'll be on live, sort of wanted to prove this bit was live, but I wanted to make it clear I did it on Twitch. So, how I lost 100 subs, streamed 9 years ago, 79 views, 1 thumbs up is 2 minutes 55. The next one is 532, 220, 1540, 1720, 1516, 1554, 1225, 2901, 4711, 5221, 2436, 4540, 1251, 1106, 3405, 158, 2311, 2620, 1858, 1722, 834, 1 hour and 20 minutes and 2 seconds, or milliseconds, I'm not too sure, 4 minutes 4 seconds, 25 seconds, 2 minutes 39, no wonder the 25 seconds on one view. How is anyone going to watch anything in 25 seconds? I have no idea. Channel 4, 118, 857, 928, 742, 804, 602, 215, 52 seconds, 10 minutes 21, 19 seconds, 12 minutes and 15 seconds, 8 minutes and 3 seconds, 3 minutes and 45 seconds. I regret these choices quite quickly. It will. Advent calendars in abundance are 5 minutes 13, 2 minutes 37, and 44. 455, 3342, 2556, 1953, 639, 839, 410, 225, 1245, 619, 1202, 9, 1324, 3531, 3321, 4328, 1 hour and 16 minutes and 54 seconds, milliseconds. So at the moment, there is only, and I'm going to count this now, and I'm looking at this because I'm doing some sort of, there's only, let's have a look, there is only, I can't see any at the moment. What we're looking for is how many times have I done a stream for an hour. So that's one, which is called Lego. Where is number 2? Number 2 is Doctor Who Bonanza. There must be a third. It can't just be 2. I'm not believing that there's only 2 at the hour. I remember reading more than. Yeah, wow. There's only 2 live streams in the entire time I did on YouTube that were 2. Now we're gonna go on to the Twitch app. So let's go to videos, because at one point you could upload the videos. So we've got no, we don't want to press play. No. This is I don't like Twitch's interface really. Right, view all. So it's my very first Twitch stream, which was 7 years ago. Was 2 minutes 37. Now, let's talk about that one very briefly. So I did a stream on Twitch when I was trying to do a live edition of the Who Gamer or Tom Mason Games. I can't remember what it was called, which was my second channel. This was supposed to be the live edition of my second channel. Now, it was called my very first Twitch stream, and it wasn't. That was the 83rd attempt, because where I was sat doing it on my laptop, I was sat over there, and the way the screen was sort of like connected. This is going to be exported into 4K, and it's currently streaming in HD, because I don't know the ins and outs to there. But what's going on is that imagine this screen here is a laptop screen from 7 years ago, right? So it opened, and I've not got a lot of wide. When I did gestures and moved, it made the thumbnail look weird, and I wasn't too happy with it. So I said it several times. I did it several times to sort of try and work out sort of what's going on, and to get the best thumbnail I can think of. And trust me, it's a hard thing to sort of achieve to make the best thumbnail possible. Now, whilst I was trying to demonstrate my point here, and because it's a chatty podcast, I decided, and I don't do this that often, that I needed to share the podcast on one more platform, but because this is connected to a podcast, we've got an image. There's certain online Oh, excellent! Apparently, our connection now is excellent. It was unstable before. Now, previously, there was what do you call it? Well, this is a podcast called ChatterBox. So I've got a logo. So when I'm sharing it on platforms that require images, videos over just a pure link, which is what I was told in an educational standpoint, that certain online platforms, the professional online platforms sort of like, they suggest images, but because this is a podcast, I have the logo for ChatterBox. If I can show it you. No, I've got a better copy of that somewhere. Is it still open, or did I close it down? Right, let me just show you. Right, so for visual viewers, who are watching on YouTube, or people that are watching this on either YouTube or Spotify, and if you're listening, you'll know the logo to ChatterBox. So that's our logo, if you can see. Let me just turn the brightness down on my device, because that might make it appear better. Yeah, that does make it appear better. So sharing that gives it and I do quite like it, because I was inspired by a different podcast. Well, it was a different like sort of creative person, and they sort of inspired what became the new logo, because I was listening to something, a Radio 4 show called The C-Bomb, and it was presented, sadly, she's on with them, but with Janie Godley, and her logo for said podcast, for said radio show, was sat on some stairs. So that's where the origins of this logo came from, because it was what I say on the tin. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about, and we're going to move in a minute to our second location, and No, you can't. I thought you could hear the fan of the computer. So, in 2006, the BBC created a program called The Amazing Miss Miss Pritchard, I think, or Mrs. Pritchard. I can't remember. Anyway, so about I don't know 2 hours ago, I found said show, and I thought actually this is incredible. I absolutely love it, and it's about a woman that is new to our political landscape in a sense of it's modern new politics. Um, and so with sort of you learn about the political world, not in a traditional sense. I think it must be, and I could be wrong in this. I think it must be a alternate. So we get this sort of feeling that things are sort of working in a sense of, oh yeah, that's quite fascinating. That's quite interesting, but it it's hard to find out whether or not it sticks with its politics in a sense of, is this real life or is this just fantasy? And I said to myself, am I caught in a landslide? And I said, I don't think I think there's no escape from reality. And so it makes me question, going, well, what is reality in this sense, uh, according to this television program? And the answer to that is, I don't think there is a particular reality to this. And so you have to sort of sit back and just believe if you know the political standpoint of 2006 when this program came out. You have to go, well, right, is it, how accurate is this to the state of the world? And to be honest, it's probably not as accurate as anyone would have thought, would have wanted to think, or anything of the like. So you have to sort of withdraw this disbelief. You have to sort of go, okay, I'll spend my disbelief, but I do think that it's a magical program starring the one and only. I'll be honest, the one and only Jane Horrocks. She is excellent in this. She is just a sort of beacon of comedy, because she can have a comic output, and at the same time she can also have this sort of serious output. So I think Jane Horrocks should be more appreciated in the sense of she is a brilliant sort of person. Now, we've now moved to our new location further back, and we've now got the chat up here because we can no longer see what's down there. So if you see me do this, I'm looking down. Right? And obviously, if you just listen to this on any platform that doesn't allow video at the moment, then you won't know what I'm on about. But there will be an audio only segment, as I keep on saying at the beginning. What I keep saying within this thing. So I personally, at the moment, am really enjoying the marvelous, the amazing Mr. Pritchard. Now, I was told in a few years ago now about a program called The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is an American show about a female stand-up comedian. I watched it and thought, actually, that seems quite good, quite interesting, and I watched it. So I watched all of, I don't know, 10, maybe 10 minutes, all of 10 minutes, and really, I didn't seem to sort of, I latched onto it, like, oh, this is amazing, and then really, I sort of fizzled out, and I was disillusioned And what's really funny is as I put my bang back onto the roof there, and I have a little bit of coffee, is I've just dropped. If this dropped by itself, whether or not it's telling me to watch Mrs. Maisel again, I don't know. So I think that I'm gonna have to give Mrs. Maisel a rewatch because I sort of can see why it works as a program, but I just don't think at that time I sort of latched onto it quite well. But hopefully, in the distance of a future, I could be like, oh, it's incredible! You should watch it! Yeah, you should watch it! But at the moment, I am not in that sort of sense. I'm going to put the iPad down because I do feel like I'm looking at the screen that I can see. So I'm looking down too often. I'm like, yeah, you know what? This is an excellent podcast. It's one of the best. Yeah. I want that. So I'm going to be looking up. Now, the usual thing I do here on Twitch is I usually do this. Ladies and gentlemen, I walk out and do stand-up comedy. Yes, I know I'm going to do stand-up comedy, but, and this is a big but, I don't always do stand-up comedy on YouTube. On Twitch. Once I did, well, okay. The last few times I did stand-up, and as I said before, the origin of this was gaming, and I played a game called Support, which is if you move, everything moves slowly. And you can easily win. And it was a really simple, fun game. And then I just decided, no, I don't want to play games anymore. So I turned Tom, the Who Gamer, into Tom's Fact of the Day. And that's what it is. And I no longer play video games. So I then decided, I'm not going to do anything. And I started watching something called Washing Up Club, hosted by actor, comedian, all-round nice guy, Ben Rufus Green. He said, oh, Tom, you should go back to streaming. And I thought, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They came with a few ideas, and I went, oh. And then I did it. Live stand-up. And I did it again, and now I've caught the bug of every so often when I think about it, I'll go live on Twitch. Yeah. And then I'll edit it and sort of edit out the bits that go wrong for YouTube so that it's the best of the product. But for ChatterBox, I'm going to talk about the issues and things that went wrong during the live stream over on there. Now, let me just bring the mic closer. What we want to check is, because the last episode of ChatterBox was an hour, we want to see how long we're going now, because we don't want to go over the hour too much. So if we sort of leave this off at 40 minutes, we've still got time to do the audio-only next bit, and then we edit it and all that jazz. And all that jazz. And so, I personally think that they made this pretty channel now that it's on the iPlayer. No, not the iPlayer. Now that it's on Amazon Prime. If enough people watching, they'll bring it back to the iPlayer, because I think that's what it needs, because it's probably more fitting now than it's ever been, I think. So, overall, I think that TV in 2006, it just seems to be slightly, in every sense, better than something. I think the British TV, yes, you can have some heavy hitters in America, such as The Wire, such as Mad Men, such as The Sopranos. But I think you have to look at Britain. We had Fat Friends, we had, I don't think the Syndicate was 2006. We have, trying to think of others, but there's others. At Home with the Braithwaites, and all these type of things, and New Tricks, and Death and Parrot. We have all these things, and we have excellent drama of that era that people don't talk enough about, because they're on about the heavy hitters in America, which sort of leaves it. There is one thing. In the 90s, in America, there was a children's show called Boy Meets World, with Tori and Topanga, I think the first name was. It's now available on Disney Plus, but what I'm talking about is I was trying to find out for a long time where did the show air in the UK, because there's a scene in Josh, the sitcom written by Josh Widdicombe, where he says, "It's not like Tori and Topanga," and he just moves on. So I thought, well, what's that? And then I found that there's a Boy Meets World rewatch podcast hosted by the cast of Boy Meets World, right? And they put out online a sort of TV time that it aired on Channel 4. So my question is, was Boy Meets World for children or not? And why did Channel 4 not air? Because I looked it up. So when I was looking at all this, I found out there was a spin-off, sequel series, to Boy Meets World called Girls Meets World about Tori and Topanga. He's probably not called Corey, I think he's called. Corey. About their child, right? And why did Channel 4 not air that? I don't know, because Channel 4 didn't also air the sequel to Frasier. That was a Paramount Plus original. But I think from a Google search that the Girl Meets World was broadcast television in America, so I'm confused why Channel 4 didn't decide to do it. But I think Channel 4 just now only air Americans such as The Simpsons, reruns of The Simpsons, Cheers, Frasier, Everyone Loves Raymond. That's it. And then E4 do all that, but E4 could have aired it, right? So I don't know. It's all a little bit sort of confusing, really. But it's nothing to worry about. In several aspects, I'm deciding, I'm always contemplating these things to rewatch Boy Meets World, because I vaguely remember watching bits on Channel 4, I think. Vaguely. But I don't remember enough. And it sort of reminds me of Everyone Loves Raymond, it reminds me of Cheers, it reminds me of Frasier, it reminds me of all those type of things. But at that point, Channel 4 aired a lot of American stuff like Roseanne. I'm trying to think of many American sitcoms now. But some of the heavy hitters it aired, and then Monk, which is not really a sitcom, but that had a... But I think that we need to sort of work, we need to make that more public information. So, yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave this, right? So this is part 1 of ChatterBox Series 2, Episode 1. We are going to call it ChatterBox Series 2, Episode 2 live, right? But not all of it will be and is live. At the moment, we've got 34 minutes of it live, but we haven't got all of it live, right? So I'm going to go and disappear now, and I'm going to go and record the second half, which is when I'm going to talk about what went right and what went wrong in the first half of ChatterBox. Some of the things that went wrong have been edited out to the edited version of this for obvious understanding and obvious reasons. So things have changed, things have disappeared, things have done all this, that, the other. So nothing will be the same as it was, as it is right now, but it will be in itself slightly different. So if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on Spotify, the next thing you'll see is a waveform, right, which is what I'm trying to demonstrate with my hands, and then the logo for ChatterBox, because the next bit is going to be back in its traditional format of audio only. The reason why we've decided to do that now is because I felt there's areas I want to discuss that I think need to be discussed away from the live thing, such as the error that occurred during the live broadcast. Because I want to talk about what went wrong, why I think it went wrong, and how I think that the audio recording, and I'm going to play it back before I start recording the next bit. I'm going to play it back so I can hear what's gone wrong. The other thing that goes wrong when I'm recording stuff with this session where I've got the wire, the box, is on Logic Pro X. It does this thing where it does this. So I might be recording something, baby, 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 and then I hear baby, 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 and it's echoing. It's echoing in the night, right? It's echoing. It's like, no, don't echo. And it does. And it echoes. And it's like, oh, that's incredibly annoying. And so then you get to that point going, well, what do we do now to fix it? And you can't.
And breathe. There we go. That is cut live action. We've just done our first part live on Twitch of ChatterBox Series 2, Episode 2, live. Now we're doing the breakdown, which means this is part 2. So what I mean by that is that I can now freely talk about what I felt went wrong, what I felt went right, and the fact that it was 43 minutes, I think-ish, so we can try and make this to an hour. So, what went wrong? Well, halfway through, you won't see this in the final edit, but it was there in the recording, but halfway through, the audio cut out on me, because I was moving the chair out of the way, I was standing up, I was getting ready to talk, so it then cut out on me, and I had to cut to what I believe to be my test card, if you will. I had to move back to the logo. I want to find that bit and cut it out, obviously. So I had to sort of edit it in a sense of, God, oh no. And then I had to try and plug it in, plug it out. Then I switched the microphone to the computer so I could talk for a minute. And then I cut it back to the microphone and it worked. So it sort of fixed itself, if you will. And if you really look at it, it's a miracle. I was rather impressed that it managed to sort of fix itself, because not only did that only go on for a second, but it was also over within absolute triumph, really, because sometimes errors like that can go on for hours or maybe even days. And you know what? I'm so glad it didn't really affect the product at all, because that's the last thing you want, isn't it? The last thing you want is a product, the thing I'm creating, to go wrong or even fail. So I'm quite glad that at no point did it go wah, wah, and did it go, no, we don't want you to be successful here, we want you to fail dramatically. And I think, as a whole, that's naughty. That's naughty of it. That's naughty of it for wanting me to fail, because I personally don't want it to fail. I want it to be a success live. So, for anyone that's watching it or just listening to it, what you will see is you'll see a live button in the top corner, which showcases it was live. And I mentioned Twitch several times, so I make it very clear that I was live on Twitch, and I make it very clear that I was doing it for Twitch, and I'm saying Twitch several times now to prove, because this is part 2. So part 1 was 43 minutes or so, right? And part 2 will be about, I don't know, 15-ish minutes, I hope. Well, there might be a third part, actually, because when I did episode 1 of series 2, which I can tell you how long that was exactly. Let me have a look. It was, give me a second and I'll find it. It's taken a while to load this. It's like a drum roll moment. It was 1 hour and 2 seconds and 3 milliseconds. So, really, if I record part 2 now, right, where I'm breaking down what went wrong, I'm talking about bits and bobs, I then go away, come up with more ideas and more things to talk about, and I come and record part 3. That means that you've had live part 1, which is live on Twitch. You've had breakdown, sort of discussion, sort of explanation, sort of questioning what we've done, how we've done it, why we've done it, right? And then you've got the final part, which is giving any more thoughts, any more conversation points, and anything else I want to bring out. But we're currently, right, I'll be honest, we're currently okay for time, really. Because sometimes when I record these things, I'm like, I've got a time delay of X amount of minutes. I've got this amount of minutes left to do. I'm a blah. And you're like, oh, give it a rest. And then you give it a rest. And you think to yourself, well, what do we do now that we've given it a rest? How long do we have left to sort of discuss that point? How long do I have left to have that opinion? How long do I have left to do this thing? And you then sort of go, well, I've got a lot of time to do these things, and that isn't always a luxury. So this part has currently been going for 5 minutes and 6 seconds. Oh well, 6 minutes now. And if we go on to Twitch, yeah, because we can look at our stream summary, because it just popped up. We're switching to the created dashboard. We were streaming. We streamed 43 minutes more than we did in the last stream, but if we go to my channel, the stream itself, if we press onto it, you can hear me now, it was 43 minutes and 52 seconds. We're currently 6 minutes, so let's count them up: 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. So currently we're at 49 minutes. Thereabouts, because we're going to remove 20, maybe 30 seconds off it. So we want to be slightly over that, but we don't really want to be over 12-ish minutes really here, because what we don't want is it. Well, I don't know really personally, because I don't know the maths well enough. So it's a little bit like it's a little bit confusing, but you know what? It goes, and Limmy is still currently streaming. He's playing some game. He's playing a game called Dead by Daylight, which, personally, I've never heard of. I don't, as I've mentioned previously, I don't really play many games, so I've not really heard of, many things in the game world. I've heard of, what's it called? World of Warcraft. I used to play that. I played that very briefly. And there was an online D&D sort of World of Warcraft type game, and I never really played that, so I'm not really 100% sure about these type of things. I think the last game I played was Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Switch. I wasn't very amazing at that either. I got stuck in the previous Animal Crossing game. I remember being really good at Tamagotchi Life. I do remember that for definite. So I was very good at least one computer game, but as a whole, I don't think I was amazing. I don't think I'm amazing at playing video games. Now, I've just seen it. I was checking to see if there's any more information about the Twitch stream, but what I've just found is quite fascinating. Let's read. This is from Variety 41 minutes ago. Exclusive comedy writers Armando Iannucci, The Death of Stalin, Thick of It, Veep, that one starring Hugh Laurie about the spaceship rocket thing, and Simon Blackwell, Veep, will pen the screenplay for Paddington 4, directed by Donald Wilson. Paddington in Peru is in talks to return. So Simon Farmby, who did Paddington 1, 2, 3, Paddington 1, Paddington 2, Paddington in Peru, is a new Emmy Award-winning Veep creator Iannucci will pen the screenplay for Studio Canal alongside his co-writer Simon Blackwell. Emmanuel Iannucci is currently starring in Taskmaster. Paddington Bear has found a new pair of writers to come up with his next big screen adventure and look to have secured a director as well. Variety can exclusively confirm that Armando Iannucci, the Emmy-winning and Oscar-nominated Scotsman, best known for creating his satirical shows Veep and The Thick of It, is set to turn his pen to London's most beloved, four-pawed Peruvian expat, and will write the upcoming fourth film in Studio Canal's hit Paddington franchise. Iannucci will be joined on screenplay duties by his long-standing fellow Emmy-winning and Oscar-nominated co-writer Simon Blackwell, who serves as key writer on both Thief and The Thick of It. So it's still British-led. Meanwhile, Variety hear that Douglas Wilson, the award-winning commercial and musical video director who made his feature debut with the third Paddington in Peru, which wasn't brilliant, but if you set it back in London, it'll be better, is in talks to return. Paddington 4 follows the 2014's Paddington, 2017's Paddington 2, and 2024's Paddington in Peru, and a combined global box office in excess of $800 million. Paul King directed the first two installments. He wrote the first and co-wrote the second with Simon Farnby, with Wilson taking over directing duty on the third, which was written by Mark Burton and John Foster and James Lemonton. I didn't know that Simon Farnby nor Paul King wrote the Paddington in Peru. No wonder it didn't have the critical acclaim. No wonder it wasn't as beloved as the first two. I think it's because they were too busy doing Wonka, and they were too busy doing Wonka 2. Rose Allison, Paddington 2, Paddington Peru, who first came up with the idea to give Michael Bond's red-hatted bear, he was black-hatted in the original TV series, and I think he must have been a different colour hat in the original books. I cannot remember. The live-action meets VFX big screen treatment some 20 years ago continues as producer for Heyday Films. The fourth Paddington movie was only officially announced earlier this year at CinemaCon. Studio Canal CEO and Canal Plus Chief Content Officer Anna Marsh revealed the film was in development but shared little else other than world-renowned comedy writer had been hired, Amanda Iannucci. Iannucci has earned his stripes many times over as a comedy writer, having also helped create the iconic TV character Alan Partridge, written for the Day-to-Day, and most recently created HBO's Avenue 5, which is the spacing with Hugh Laurie. Whilst on the film, he co-wrote and directed In the Loop, which was Oscar-nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay in 2010, and The Death of Stalin. Blackmell, meanwhile, is also known for creating British TV's dark comedy shows Breeders, Sitcom Back, helped co-wrote In the Loop, and also co-wrote Iannucci's latest film, feature film, The Personal History of David Copperfield, which stars the voice of Paddington Ben Whishaw. But taking on Paddington Bear is several giant leaps from Charles Dickens' adaptation, TV sitcoms or political satire, and will be no marmalade sandwich-led panic. Perfectly blended, the duffel-coated wearing URSINES, impeccably well-mannered kindness with his endearingness, clumsy tenderness to land himself in trouble, helped elevate the critical adored Paddington 2 to the stature of cinematic masterpiece. It was, for a period, the highest rated film on Rotten Tomatoes. Speaking to Variety around the release of Paddington in Peru, producer Allison said director Wilson was chosen partly because he was a pandemania and embodied all the positive values of the bear. No doubt in an Iannucci and Blackwell, she found the same qualities, if not hard stares all round. Yeah, right, great. What are the 3 comments underneath this, where I found this information? Mr. Curry, about to go off. Because obviously, in the thick of it, Peter Capaldi was a swearing politician. My heart just did a little happy flip. Paddington 4 is actually happening, with a perfect writer and director coming back. That little bear in the red hat has been wrapped us in kindness since we were kids. And I swear, no matter how tough life gets, 10 minutes with Paddington and I'm ready to be a better person. Can't wait to see what chaos and heart brings to the screen. Next, that's Megan Collins. And the first comment was by Ollie George. Mr. Curry is about to go off. Do I get that? Yes, because it's a thick of it reference. But I don't really get much else from that or about that. But I don't think it's for me to judge any further on that. Now, yes. So, as we round off this second part of the documentary, we want to say that exclusively BBC boards a second series of the 2024 drama Night Sleeper. Wow, that is good news at all. That is excellent news because I really did enjoy Night Sleeper. Now, let's round this off with a big woo. With a big thank you. Move over, Sim. There's a new life simulator game. Woo! Sims 5. Right, that's the other game we used to play, Sims. So, let's round off part 2. Now, this isn't going out in individual segments. This is going out in one big, huge thing. Part 2 is about to get transferred to the desktop computer so that I can store it with part 1. And then a little bit later, because obviously because I'm doing this in the morning, so we started at 9 o'clock-ish. It's now 10:53. We're going to finish for lunch, and then we're going to come back, and we'll have new thoughts, new opinions, and more ideas! More ideas! We're going to have more ideas. We're going to have so many more ideas, because this podcast is me just talking for hours. I'm just gonna talk for hours. I'm currently dancing, but you can't see. I forgot that for a brief moment. I'm not gonna sing, no, because I am a terrible singer. So, 17 minutes and 20 seconds. There's a few blank spots I had to leave out blank because there was a few bits I needed to iron out. So there is a few bits to cut out here. Bye. So we'll be back with the final part 3. Because what we're trying to do, and I've probably said this before, we're trying to make it an hour. We want it to be an hour and 4 minutes. An hour and 3 minutes. Higher than an hour and 2 minutes is what we're after here, folks. So, please join me for part 3 in a second. And obviously it's also good because then I can edit out some mistakes in this, get it exported, get it into the waveform, then shove it back in, tidy it up slightly, and then get the third part done and dusted and put it onto all this, because it's a lot of hassle, but you've got to enjoy the hassle, is what I said. You've got to enjoy it. Enjoy it. So, I'm off to go and watch more Mrs. Pritchard, the amazing Mrs. Pritchard. It's amazing. So I'm going to go more about it, and I'll probably talk more about it after then, because I will have seen more. I think I'm on episode 2. There's only one series, so I think I'm on episode 2. I'm assuming there is 6 episodes in the series. Let me have a look. Before we end off this part of the podcast, let's have a look at how many episodes are in the show. Because it was one series. It was a one-hit wonder, if you will. So, no, we want to press the right buttons. Right. The Amazing Miss Pritchard, MRS. One series. I'm currently on episode 2. There is 6 episodes. And then it recommends nothing of any worth. Right, great. Excellent. Well done. Well done. Oh, Sally Phillips is in it. I had no idea Sally Phillips was in it. He's probably joining it in slightly later on in the show. So, thanks for listening to part 2. Please enjoy part 3! I'm trying to extend it because even though the clock says 1941 on our timer of how long we've been recording for, I'm trying to keep this part till 11 o'clock. It's 10:56 now. So, I'm just trying to extend it. So, to extend it, I'm going to try a new technique. Something I attempted this morning on Tom Mason's YouTube channel, where I talked about sonic screwdrivers, especially the toy Doctor Who sonic screwdrivers. Let's try this. Now, this didn't necessarily work, but I'm doing it on a recording experiment basis, where I try out some interesting design, I try out some sound. So, the microphone, the speaker for this is at the bottom. So let's see if you hear this bit. And you do. Well done, well done, well done, well done. Now let's give yourself a round of applause as we go into part 3. 3. It's 57. It's nearly 58. So you ready? We're going to get ready for our round of applause. Into part 3. 3, 2, 1. Let's go into part 3. On my computer, I call part 1 live part 1. On part 2, I'm going to call it pre-recorded part 2. And part 3, we're going to call pre-recorded part 3. Let's go! So let's try out 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. 1 hour, 1 hour and 1, 1 hour and 2, 1 hour and 3. Currently we're at 1 hour and 3 according to my maths. That could be wrong. We've still got bits to edit out of this. And we've still got bits of edit out the other one. And then we've got part 3. Part 3 will be probably 4 or 5 minutes just to round off the thing. And if I have any other thoughts I want to give, we'll just tie it all up. So please enjoy part 3. This is the official clap. Because we're about to get to 59. Okay. Are we ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give a round of applause for After Lunch Tom. It was all the way in the future. Part 1 was in the past. Part 2 is in the present and will be the past. And part 3 is going to be it in the future. Woo! Hopefully you enjoyed this hybrid visual and audio only podcast of ChatterBox. Please enjoy part number 3. Will be the final part. We'll never, ever, ever record higher than 3 parts on this show. And this all become meta because this part was all about the Twitch, the error we had in the Twitch when the microphone stopped working, and with the premise of how this podcast actually works. Which, little did anyone know that we were going to discuss that today. Not that I knew. I didn't know that at all. So let's enjoy, officially, part 3. Bye-bye. Welcome to part 3, the third and final part. This is going to be the shortest part of the episode because we're at 1 hour and 4 minutes. So we've beaten our 1 hour and 2 minute mark. I'd like to say thank you if you watched it live on Twitch. I'd like to say thank you for everyone that's been watching it pre-recorded. If you can hear a mouse moving, that's because I'm currently in the edit suite editing the episode. So at the moment, right this second, I'm looking for... What am I looking for? Well, I'm looking for a folder. Yep, found it. So I'm trying to find a banner that says live, because that's my sign, or that's your sign, sorry. That I was live. It's in a folder. It's in my stand-up folder. It's in a work in progress folder. 2026. Live. Nope. Live. Wapapa. Right, got it. And I'm gonna slot it on. Get it in. Get it around this clip. Get it around the clip. Yep. Nearly there, nearly there, nearly there, nearly there, nearly there, nearly there. It's a very long clip, I forgot. 43. Less than 43 minutes. Right, got it. Now we just need to resize it, and then we're done. And that's where I'll leave you. I'll leave you with the, with it. Right, there we go. Does that look alright at the beginning? Oh, we'll find out in a second. We'll find out in a second. Oh yes, it does look alright. So we have to fade that through. So if we press play.
Hello and welcome to the very first live ChatterBox Series 2, Episode 2, live on...
Yep. So, as I've said in the beginning and during the live, I do apologise about the microphone.
YouTube. Well, here's how it's going to work. We start to promote.
Do apologise about that because I don't know why. I probably need a new wire. I think that's the overall core issue. Now, during this, I've kept on saying about adding a waveform. Well, really thinking about it, I'm not entirely sure I want to add a waveform anymore. I've been thinking about it, I've been looking at it, and really, I'm not too sure if a waveform's the way to go forward. But you know what? I'll have to wait till we see the edit, because I'm looking at the edit right now, and it's not looking right at all. What I mean is that there's a too zoomed in version of the logo, and that's because I was looking at the wrong area. Silly Muppet is what I'm going to call myself as. Oh right, I see what was too big, right. Oh, it does it for all. I don't know why, but a bit of it just became incredibly too big, and I have no idea why. So I'm fixing that now, because it's always good to fix these things, right. So, oh, the must. I see why now. I accidentally added a zoom in, so it was zooming it in. Let's just double check that's not anywhere else in this. Let's double check it's not in anywhere else of this. It's always good to check. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Right. So there we go. Now we need to fade that out and fade that in. Let's try that again. Once more.
Hello.
Perfect, perfect. Now we're not going to export that yet because we're going to add this clip in. So thank you for listening to Series 2, Episode 2 of ChatterBox Live. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching it live on Twitch and watching it here on YouTube and Spotify. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, I'll see you all next time. Bye. There'll be more TV discussions on the third channel, the Weird Side as well. So, enjoy.